Good day, Free Enterprise fans and rando heads across the board. We are coming at you with a very important public service announcement. We would like to remind you that there is no dumping on the highway to the Threemus zone. This is not a landfill, it is not a scrapyard, it's not a recycling center. Please dispose of all your refuse in the appropriate receptacles. There is no dumping on the highway to the Threemus zone. And he's up against Starman Random today. How's it going, Ground Flyer?
Oh, that hurt in my bones. But it's going great. I'm excited for this matchup. Starman has 2 more races to go, one today against No Dumping and tomorrow against Choco. He still has a chance of getting into Magma Group, so this is a huge match for him. No Dumping has an opportunity here to play a little bit of spoiler. If he takes out Starman, then it's a hook route.
So I love reading these names out of order and doing them top down instead. Have Dance Ruby Pell you with in Moon ever the light?
Wow, that actually hurt my brain to hear you say that.
I'm just raking minds all over the place. Quick reminder, everyone, we do have Demarine2 handling our restream and Min the Mage doing the tracking for us, so shout outs to them for doing all the behind the scenes work. Yeah, pretty good race we have in store for you. No dumping, of course, striving to get that win, guaranteed for the hook route no matter what, but there's definitely pride on the line. And Starman Random looking for a little bit of redemption after a rough first match against Microcorgs, where his Romus fight just didn't come together. And definitely wanting to. I mean, Starman Random is the reigning Hummingway Open champion. Did an amazing job in Football Gauntlet, making it to the brackets. And I don't think that 0-1 record really suits his level of skill. So I think we're going to see some good plays today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he's up to because I think he can make a huge comeback after that first match, and this is the time to do it. So it's going to be great. And these objectives are very spicy and might be extremely fast. We've got the usual Forge, of course, and the King at the Town of Monsters, which is actually a really tough spot, but then unlock the Sealed Cave. You don't even need to complete it. You just need the Luca key. And Defend Fabul is extremely free. So there's a lot of speed going on here, potentially.
Absolutely. Legend Sword and Adamant, 2 of the key items we're looking for. We'll want a hook or a magma key to get underground, Darkness or Pass to reach the Romus. But other than that, there's just one, and that's that Luca key. So quite possibly a very Jetty seed today. And I'm wondering, so with the Defend Fabul, there was a lot of argument during Football Gauntlet whether to do it earlier or later. Today, I think it'll be a fairly quick check for both racers. How do you like Iridia start here, Ground Flyer?
I'm not a gigantic fan. I mean, Riddy is awesome, but that's tough because low HP, no power. I mean, you want to go up to Hobbs and check that spell, but I think you really want to head over and grab some freebie characters as soon as you can.
Yeah, we do have the free characters on, so you can just pick up just randos hanging out, Watery Pass, Damsian, up on Ordeals, a couple of them in the Tower of Wishes. I think, so we've seen several seeds where a C maybe just happened to roll, like 6 of a kind in the overworld. I think a huge team of Iridias would be pretty hilarious here. But we're off. Let's see who that partner character is and that starting key item.
Oh, Edge. Okay, that changes a lot of things here. So now you can
See,
beat up
too
some
easy, re-roll.
Earth Crystal start. So we're gonna probably see some treasury checks pretty early here just to get some really good gear.
Party Rock is in the house this afternoon. We are definitely hoping for some good Edge Katanas. A Bahamut summon or a Leviathan summon in one of those boxes would be real cheeky. And we get to play rate. Sometimes if we get a late Earth Crystal, people will fade that treasury if they're completely Zeromus ready. This is right at the start. We are going to get to rank that treasury, and I am excited.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you always start out looting anyway, trying to get some good gear, Watery Pass and whatnot with T Wildish, so that, makes that gear pretty good in there. You can honestly get a lot of good stuff, but this is the best, literally the best in the entire game. So, you could see Masamune's, Crystal Swords, all that great stuff come out of here, and I'm excited to see what we get.
Yeah, zero hesitation. Our racers neck and neck going right for that treasury. Since we've not looted yet, I'm also usually inclined, like Starman's doing here, go ahead and loot the other treasury as well. It's still a little bit of extra money. Ice Armor sells for tons of cash. Dancing Dagger gives even level 1 Iridia good damage. And it's actually technically an upgrade to those short blades that Edge wields. So not even a bad free public treasury. But let's see what the goodies are.
Yes, show me the treasures. Ooh, lots of opens here. Zeus
Zeus!
Gauntlet, Odin Dragoon, Elixir, got a couple Apples Ninja shirts, Silence Rod, a Life Staff, or Silence Staff, Life Staff. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, I don't know who the characters are going to be, but that's a good solid 5, 6 maybe. It's not bad. It's not swords and stuff, but it's got some good value. That Zeus Gauntlet is going to make Edge very, very strong, and it's going to be tough to beat him up.
Yeah, I'm in kind of like the 3 to 4 range there. For me, I really want my treasury to have a real big hit and stick in it for some character, and we just didn't get that there. Zeus gauntlets are amazing though. Plus 10 strength and vitality, gonna help you dish out the damage. Suddenly makes if this is a hook route, ogres and stillmen, they're not scary anymore. And overall, we got some really good stuff for selling to make the cash as well. Not gonna have to do a lot of looting to get our economy online, so to speak, and a self-summon right here out the gate too. You know, Odin has a few like edge case uses, but that self-summon, yeah, we see Starman buying one of those. A self-summon plus that charm rod. As soon as Rydia has the 25 MP to cast it, that's gonna be real nice.
I foresee both of these runners getting that and then heading to a boss pretty quickly. Almost any boss in the overworld at this point will give the XP for Rydia that she will have the ability to cast Sylph. So they're definitely going to want to jump in and take some boss out pretty quickly.
Yeah. And a boomerang for sale here, convenient. One of the 2 items that will back row glitch and edge, so even safer. Does sell that ninja shirt though, which, you know, I have poo-pooed the ninja shirt many times. And then Eraser used one the other day in his Aromas fight, and it was absurd watching Edge shrug off nukes, big bangs, meteos.
Psst, that was me.
Oh, that was you! Heck yeah!
I am on Team Ninja Shirt, and No Dumping actually didn't sell it, so I'm excited about that. And we have a Porum over on Starman's side in the Watery Pass, so, you know, maybe not Rosa quality, but also is pretty awesome. Oh no, Demarine's going to totally beat me up for saying that.
Hey, all white mages are good. They're even better once we do advance a little bit and shift over to the S Pro flags. The 4.0 economy changes made a lot of those J items that counterfeit white mage abilities pricier, harder to find, and thus even Porum is immensely more precious than she was back in the 3.0 days.
Oh, absolutely. And you cannot discount, especially if you don't have a Tella, having her be able to not have to gain a whole lot of levels to get that early exit, because that can speed things up super fast for you.
Oh yeah, like we hope to see a twin harp. We hope to see a required twin harp getting our way underground, and no one wants to hike out of that cave.
Ooh, we got a Kane on No Dumping side. I don't think we've seen any Kane gear yet, but I think you definitely want that guy.
We've not seen a lot of gear in general. Now that Artemis bow on Starman's side is pretty spicy. We can have a battle Porum or a battle Rydia online pretty quickly, especially if like a heroine robe shakes out and some good arrows to go with it.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, honestly, like even like level 1 Rydia could put some serious damage into any boss on the overworld here. Just with that arty bow. Even if you had iron arrows, honestly, like you could still do some damage. Oh, and we've got Cockatrice on the Hobbs check here on No Dumping side.
That's kind of funny because No Dumping did actually use the Odin summon from the treasury instead of just selling it, and now No Dumping's Rydia actually has a couple of varieties of insta death, which I mean, it's nice and all, but I wonder if after getting that Cockatrice summon, you're thinking, "Oh, I should have taken the money. Should have taken the money, Ground."
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm not totally sure about this because I've never used Cockatrice. Is that the same as Odin, like in terms of like it's a mass cast, or is that like a single target?
It's single target, but it is still petrification. You can still take down any enemy without the boss bit. Kind of the big place that Odin really shines, though, that it doesn't, now that I think about it, is this fight.
Yeah, super. Although honestly, like it's on Hobbs and you've got Flame, so it's going to be a one-shot pretty quick anyway.
Yeah, the Odin will only check the boss bit on the enemy in the slot. I forget which slot that is. In this case, it is one of the blue dolls, so Odin can slice through all of them. But Aridia doesn't have the MP to cast it. It looks like she's serving anchor duty, and as you said, the dolls here combined have like 600 HP tops. So
Yeah, honestly, I think it's kind of a bummer that No Dumping had that first shot quick on Rydia and she died, because she needs just a little bit of XP to get that Sylph online.
Did No Dumping buy one though? Starman did. I did No Dumping buy one as well?
Oh, actually, crud, I'm not sure. I just assumed for some reason.
Yeah, I know Starman did. Okay, and our
Okay.
tracker Min confirming that No Dumping did get one as well. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Doesn't take a lot of levels to get that Sylph Summon online. 25 MP is all it takes, and as long as you're not in the middle slot, you can cast it, cast it, cast it, cast it, cast it.
Yeah, all you need is the MP available. So I mean, you would have to go. Actually, that would what I love to do when I get an early Rydia and get Sylph online is like do the maybe do Antlion or whatever it takes to get online, and then immediately go and do defend, because defend will give you a full heal before and after the fight. So you don't have to worry about using a tent or anything. You can just kind of jump right into that fight and get fully set up, and then you can use that Sylph on the boss.
Yeah, but No Dumping here not picking Rydia back up. I'm wondering if, given that Edge is kind of capable of carrying the overworld, if he's instead waiting, thinking, maybe I just leave her as an anchor. I do have some decent AoE for these early fights, and maybe I get some other good options to clean things up later.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Honestly, like at this point, Edge is powerful enough to do the AoE stuff. You've got multiple healers, at least on Starman's side, so it's not a huge deal to not have the extra healing capability that Rydia has. I mean, the one big nice thing about Sylph is you can single target attack with it, so it makes like fights like CPU very trivial. But
Absolutely, yeah.
looks like there we go. So. Oh, Zeus Gauntlet on the Edge. Yes, good. Kane still does not have any gear, I don't think. So he's probably still rocking that like original spear, which is pretty awful.
Yeah, I actually looked over the spears the other day because someone in a race, the Kane was having quite variable damage, and it's kind of funny that Kane has one weapon that has 99% accuracy, and that is the starting spear.
Oh, really? That's the highest. Wow, that's interesting. I did not realize that.
Yeah. We see some. Oh, hey, it's Mylon Z, and oh, I think No Dumping took the boomerang back off. The boomerang would give you double damage. Mylon Z is a flying enemy. That's how they gave this Earth Elemental Quake resistance. But this is the first boss spot in the game. It's not long for this world. 1000 HP. We have a level 25 ninja. And Cure 2s to throw at it if all else fails.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 30-second fight. So you don't. Honestly, Mylon Z is usually pretty free unless it's like you're fighting it in like the Leviathan spot. But generally, like you want to see that in a spicier place, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But this will give us our first peek at a key item check in the game beyond that starting Earth Crystal.
And it's a Baron key. Nice. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some people jumping in there, because there is pretty good loot. Since that treasury wasn't so hot, it might not be a bad time to like jump in that waterway and check out what the chests are in there, because they can be really spicy.
Oh, absolutely. We are shaping up here maybe to have kind of a long road to get underground. Usually the more of these overworld gating key items you find, the more likely it is that your magma key or your hook will be behind one of them. It's always funny when there's a magma key seed and you're still like 50 minutes getting underground just because you were given the entire overworld at your disposal.
Yeah, it really makes things a lot different if you have to go to Baron Key, and then Baron Key has music, and then music has the magma key or something like that. But I mean, the one key to remember is that even with Baron Key, it's only going to be at the King spot. You can have underground access, but you have to have some sort of underground access that does not go through that Odin spot.
Absolutely. No Dumping here, going to give us our first peek at Fabul. These edges and canes are still kind of lagging behind. I'd love to see a weapon shop here with some long blades or an ogre axe. We did see that blizzard spear back in Troya, but I don't think anyone's going back for that anytime soon.
Oh yeah, it looks like No Dumping grabbed some, is that mute arrows, I think? So that's gonna be some power for certain bosses, and also for the mad ogres, I believe, right?
Absolutely. The mute arrows have that's a mute dagger, pardon me. Has anti-mage properties. It is an upgrade over Edge's plain short blades, and will do work against the Ruby part of the Elements fight, the Maga Sisters, Asura, and the Baron Guards.
Yeah, so you definitely want to grab one of those whenever you see it. And honestly, like if you don't have, I mean, we obviously have the was it the charm rod, I believe, that came out of the treasury, so they don't need it now. But one nice side use for that mute dagger is that it gives 5 wisdom, which is good for Rydia or Palom.
Oh yeah. Great little stat stick. And if you put him on edge, all of a sudden his flame, flood, and blitz do a little more appreciable damage to boot. Though usually not at the end game. And we do see a lunar boss here who's guarding Plague.
Ouch! Again, another not totally, but semi-free boss that you don't really want to see this early. So, but it's going to be a quick shot, and you're going to get one objective out of the way. You definitely always want to do your objectives. That is like the first rule of free enterprise.
Starman coming right behind here. Now, I will note that No Dumping didn't loot the back of Watery Pass, so Starman Random has that Artemis bow, which, if he's rocking that on any of his characters here, will be getting a lot of damage on this Plague, also weak to air-based attacks.
Oh yeah, wow, I think that was a solid 800 damage out with Rosa there, so that's probably what that was. So, yeah, that's a pretty solid start.
It has nearly all the HP depleted before Plague even gets the count off. Both going to be wrapping this fight up at about the same time. Neck and neck here. Very close race here at the start. But admittedly, things haven't really opened up. We've not really had much room for deviation.
Way to jinx it. We just now have a magma key. So underground is open.
Hey, now we have room for deviation. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I love seeing deviation between different runners. There's all sorts of different ways you do it. Like, do you do an early D machine grind sometimes? If you get the darkness crystal early, there's all sorts of stuff. You go underground and check shops. Do you get those freebies out of there? Go do Sheila 1. Do the free chest in Feymarch. There's a lot of options now open to both runners.
Yeah. Given that sirens can be in gated shops, but we don't actually have the main character in the that really pushes me to pop an early siren is Palom, just to get that Quake online, but we've not seen one yet. I like No Dumping here, peeking Tower of Wishes. Maybe we find someone who really wants a siren. No.
Well, you got Double Edge here, so neither of them have gear, but you've got Double Edge.
Double Edge, Double Rosa, and Iridia? That's a pretty potent team, especially because, again, we've not found a good weapon for that Kane yet.
Oh, never mind. There's already a Double Edge on No Dumping side. I don't know if you'd want to... Oh, no. I see. It added, and then it checked for the Rosa. So yeah, he got rid of the Rosa there.
So Starman headed underground. Of course, like you said, there are key item checks aplenty now. Tons of places you can go to look for those. But there's also a lot of power on the table here as well. More gated areas, gated weapon shops. If you want to go loot a whole bunch, maybe you can buy a couple of ninja blades for your edge. Just 132,000 gold. No big deal.
Well, I mean, honestly, like even though the treasury was kind of a bust, like there were a lot of pretty good things for sale there. I wouldn't be surprised if these runners both have decent amounts of gold left, that they might be able to grab some of those ninja swords.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of selling those apples on this flag set, just because you're probably gonna have sirens, and you sell one. I think even a silver apple is enough to buy 2 sirens, which usually makes up that 50 HP on its own.
Yeah, typically if I get early apples, I like to sell them, and then sometimes if I get a coal shop opened up at the end, if I after I do the forge, then I would maybe grab one of them just in case. Like Rosa's like 100 hit points too short for me, and just for like little stuff like that. But I think early game selling them and getting that cash is so much more valuable.
Yeah, because as you complete these key item checks, some of them are going to come up bupkis, some of them are going to give you gear for characters that you never see or don't really want to add to the team. You could end up with just too many white mage staffs. We got both a life staff and either a lunar or a silent staff from back in the treasury, for instance. Like, you can end up with more gear than the number of one character you have and less gear than another one, and then at the end it shakes out and you just buy what you need.
Exactly, yeah. So, okay, looks like Starman is actually jumping in here. Oh, and got the monster really quick. That's awesome. So he can reset and do all the chests in here, and chests in Feymarch are really spicy.
Yeah, it would not shock me if this is a better overall haul than Starman got back at the Troya Treasury.
Yeah, let's play Rate That Feymarch. Murasame, okay. That's like
there
that.
You go.
Bam.
Wins. That's all it took. That's all I needed to see.
Yeah, literally, just that one sword already made it better than the entire treasury.
No Dumping gonna have the same revelation here. Lunar Staff and Ogre Axe. Yeah, there's your Kane weapon. There's another White Mage Staff. This is... Feymarch is at least a 5 or a 6 out of 10 already. A Cat Claw if you need the cash.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten into the town. There's still pretty good stuff in there, honestly. Oh, and one thing I noticed really quickly that No Dumping did is he checked the Mysidia shop, weapon shop, and there was a a dwarf axe. So we can back row glitch Kane with that.
And then an Avenger in the rat tail chest. So Kane, excellent. Edge, at least one edge. Excellent. Second edge, that's the thing about taking the... Oh, Heroine robes herself. Heroine robe to pair with that Artemis bow? Quint.
Always rooting for the Quint. Always. Yeah, that is exciting. I love seeing early Heroine robes because they just superpower whoever has an Artemis bow. Are you kidding? Those two items combined make anybody, it doesn't matter what level, super powered.
Oh, that was... So is the new meta going to be to fade the Earth Crystal Treasury? Is that the new plan?
Maybe, honestly. I don't know. No, I think that was just supreme bad luck. That was one of the not as great treasuries I've ever seen.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry.
Oh no, we did get a lot of money out of it. We did get a couple of really choice pieces of gear. It's just this Feymarch is astounding.
Oh, I am so excited. Did you just see who the king was there? That is a mom bomb. That is gonna be so gross. It's gonna punch so bad. Oh, I'm here for it.
the ogre is back, y'all. You can't get rid of it. But you know, for what it's worth, though, our restreamer and seed rolling Demarine has given our racers most of the tools to deal with that rude mom bomb. We have seen no loot at the bottom. We've seen plenty of white mages. The number one tool for dealing with a rude, punchy King of the Feymarch spot is the Blink spell. Blink! Your next 2 hits? No, they do nothing. Protection, better than healing. Ounce of prevention, worth a pound of cure. And yeah, I think that once our racers feel cozy with their DPS, it won't be a problem. The main thing is you want to have enough DPS to push through the first form before the baby bombs come out. Having 1 monster punching you for 2,000 damage, not a big deal. Having 6 monsters punching you for 2,000 damage, a little worse.
And that blue sprite on the Ashura side was the alt gauntlet, so you love to see it.
Funny thing about that is we did see at least one of our runners pick up that mute knife, that mage masher. Most of those fights open with a single conjurer. That's a mage type.
Yeah, heck, that'd be awesome. You just, like 1 or 2 thumps with that mute dagger and a Murasame or, whatever it is on the other side, and it's going to thump them pretty hard.
Now, I believe we've not seen sirens in either of our underground shops. I don't think Starman's here at Dwarf Castle for the boss fights. Not sure. Well, oh, Bacchus? Kamikaze? No sirens. Well, okay, 1 siren. Little a siren as a treat. Found the last of the stock. And another heroine.
And there's a freebie heroine road. You don't even need to buy one, so yeah.
Oh, T Wildish. T Wildish is so overblown.
Yes. You who plays only table flags because you have advanced ahead of everyone. Don't like the group flags. Blah blah blah.
Well, it's not that. It's that I know that I'd be like, just one more chest. Just one more chest. One more. How about one more?
That is the hugest pitfall for me. Honestly, is like I never feel bad about overlooting because you always find new awesome stuff. You always can get better gear, but at some point you have to pull that plug, and it's so hard. Like my brain is just hardwired to be like, loot more. Oh, so it looks like No Dumping is heading over to the Baron in check. I don't even know if we've seen that yet, so I'm kind of curious to see who's in there, but I don't think that'll be very difficult for No Dumping at all.
Oh yeah, with the teams, with the gear that we found by making that route underground, there's very little to fear here. Well, Starman does need to fear the inventory management boss a little bit here. 1 empty slot after sorting, but I'm sure we'll see a lot of the starting gear just tossed out with the trash as soon as we finish setting our loadouts.
Look at this Rosa setup too. Samurai arrows, arty bow, what was it? A bandana, a heroine robe. Like, she's gonna thump some heads.
I do love to see a battle Rosa.
Absolutely.
And the seed is not disappointing. Starman also popping that one siren. But what is the plan?
As long as they can take this out in one shot, it's not bad. But
well, the problem here is that Rydia hasn't learned the stop spell yet. And Starman didn't heal up before the... Okay, time to heal up.
Yeah, that might be a good idea before you try this, because one of those, what is it, I don't forget that the group attack that the yellow dragon does will totally destroy that party if they don't have any HP.
Yeah, it counters physical attacks with a group thunder attack. The normal punches here will only be single target, but if you hit it and you don't kill it, it will punish you accordingly.
And look what we just saw. Hit it through a drain spear did not do quite the damage that I think.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
That cockatrice spell would have killed it in the egg form. They're vulnerable to stone. So Starman had an out the entire time, just may not have realized it.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. That's right. You can use stone or coffins or any sort of thing like that to get that instant thing. Oh, and we have CPU at what's the guard spot?
That won't be so bad. A touch of flame from Edge will mop it right up. It's really what's in the second spot that may... Well, I don't think anything in the overworld can cause problems for the team at this point, especially not Starman's with those bonus levels.
Yeah, I mean, this spot is what, like 400 HP or something total? This is going to be a one-shot. It's not even close. But it's such a good bait spot because you don't see who that second one is, and you just kind of have to walk in. Like, same with Dwarf Castle. It's so great. Like, you can have an easy first boss, and then all of a sudden you're stuck with a vanilla Golbez, and it's a nightmare if you're not set up and ready for it. Rosa with the 42 hit point hit on one of those orbs to knock it out, so that's how low the HP spot is here.
Oh, nay, we have either... Is this Kaipo or Baron Guards? That's Baron Guards. They've upgraded their position here. Throwing out Flame out the gate. Now, these will have about 2,000 HP each, and they will not take kindly to spells being cast on them.
Yeah, we're going to see that lack of kindness coming out pretty fast. Although, honestly, if they're doing Piggy, if you just cast Flame with edges, it's like not a big deal, because if you're just piggying a bunch of physical DPS, it's not as bad, but obviously once you start doing physical, then it's going to do the opposite.
Also, this spot has rather low spell power, so I'm not surprised to see whips here, especially because I think did No Dumping keep the ninja shirt and actually equip it on one of them? That'll give really good magic defense and evade.
Yeah, he definitely equipped that, so that'll be good. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised he didn't. Like you were saying, that cockatrice is actually pretty useful here. He could use that against these guards and like take them out individually.
You know, it's a really rare summon that a lot of people overlook, but it has a lot of utility against these fights that don't have the boss bed.
Yeah, I really need to think about all the uses for it, because honestly, I get it. And I'm like, this is crud. I wanted like a Sylph or a Shura or something, but it's still pretty useful in a pinch.
And gets a crystal ring here. I mean, it's a real fantastic piece of gear. It's not a key item, but you don't hate it. If you want another edge, you can have one. Starman, meanwhile, has decided to push into Dwarf Castle with the rather powerful team and the one Siren popped. Octomammoth, not a difficult fight here. If you chop off a few of those tentacles, it slows down immensely. So one of the least threatening physical bosses you can find at this spot. Cleans it up without issue at all.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. And we'll see who the second boss is, because that's the spicy part. If this is something like a Wyvern or something real nasty, that'll not make Starman's day for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's just water hack.
Oh, it's totally just free then. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to anything I say. So yeah, this is going to be one and done in a couple of seconds. And thankfully, since Rydia is here, we can use that spicy warp glitch, which allows you to warp into the same crystal room, which is actually used for both the Dwarf Castle and for Luca. So you can actually warp over there and go up and grab the crystal, and it will give you the item from Luca. So that will give you another key item. Now, obviously, you won't get Luca, the Luca key from it, which would be awesome, but, there still could be a whole lot of use out of that.
Yep. And, you know, Demarine, our restreamer, putting out in chat, freebies ahoy. We have seen a lot of relatively free and easy bosses around. Most exceptional, the biggest exception to that is that Mom Bomb at Leviathan. That's going to be very exciting for anyone to have to fight. We do have plenty of good grind options, so we have edges to steal Sirens, so you can always just overgrind in a pinch. But I'm kind of hoping now that our Luca key or part of our Forge combination, maybe we'll get some rude bosses somewhere since all these freebies have popped up already. I hope
I mean,
so.
Demarine rolled this. We're gonna get some rudeness for sure. And one thing you were talking about with Mom Bomb, you know, is Blink is obviously really good to, you know, with that punchiness. I did see in a shop somewhere, and I don't recall where, there were illusions for sale. So if these runners can remember that, it might not be a bad idea to grab a handful of them just to make that fight even easier.
And a crystal sword. Have you seen a Cecil anywhere?
I don't believe we have.
I'm hoping there's one just waiting on ordeals since both these racers are fading ordeals pretty harshly.
Oh, and here's a hook. So that is super awesome because regardless of everything else, that gives you access to the Eblin shop. And that shop, I think, is the best of the underground gated shops in terms of like the super spicy, what is it, tier 6 items and stuff. So you can get sirens and coffins and stuff in there. But even more so, you have a much higher likelihood of grabbing sirens out of there. And so you definitely want to check that at some point because if you find those sirens early on, you can make this a lot quicker.
Oh yeah, I mean, you may be able to steal them with edge, but given the kind of loot we found, we aren't really short on cash. So buying them would definitely be a little faster. Starman here looks to be making a run back to the overworld. We're going to talk to Young in the bed, do our Sheila 1 check, and then wouldn't surprise me to see that Eblin peak, just like you said.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect time. Just finish, you know, the freebies downstairs, and then take Sheila, go up, get that, and then start doing overworld stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, you check Hook, and then you go do like say Baron, see who the king, you know, what the king has in that spot. You know, you might even be spicy as heck and go check that Earth spot. Although that's a long check, so I don't know if I would be personally doing that first. Yeah, it looks like, yep, Starman is going to do the Sheila 1 check, so we will see what we get there.
No dumping here, possibly inspired by certain other racers who've had great success looting the rest of Baron Castle. And I didn't see anything too exciting in there, sadly. Looks like Feymarch was the big payoff on today's seed.
Yeah, I love getting a hook early enough that Feymarch just comes into play and I can just grab everything in there because I very rarely don't get awesome stuff out of that. But I'm still honestly in shock that treasury just was not what they needed early on.
And we find half of our forge. So just as the King in Vanilla holds a legendary Dark Knight sword, well, Sheila here is rocking the Legend sword. So that's half the forge on the table now. It would be kind of interesting if instead of that Mom Bomb being required, we did get an early go mode through the other 3 objectives in Darkness Crystal, and it kind of just forced our runners into how early can you go to Zeromus, and how comfortable are you without doing a full grind. That would also be funny. I mean, fun to watch. The problem I have with the Leviathan spot there is that Mom Bomb is going to force kind of a lot of grinding before either racer's willing to fight it. And that means our Zeromus 5 will be a little less marginal.
Yeah, it's going to take some setup to be able to do that fight because you're going to want to be able to probably put on some Bacchus to make the hits harder. You're going to want to definitely skip the explosion. So you want to get that extra 9,000 HP at the end so you don't see the little baby bombs that are just going to destroy you. And then you want to get those, you know, illusions up to keep from getting beat up.
Yeah. We do find the Nope Rope here on the Kenatsu throne. We've exchanged one watery boss for another one.
Yeah, it's not a great exchange, honestly. Ogo is nasty everywhere because Ogo punches pretty hard. I don't know what the physical is for this spot, though.
It's pretty low. This spot kind of relies upon its magic attack usually. So yeah, only punching for double-digit damage. As long as we actually dish out the pain on our part, even the self-summon, I believe, will heal more than it causes in exchange. I don't think no dumping's in danger of this Nope Rope.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're going to see Starman getting that nice crystal ring as well. That's such good defense. I love having that, especially for like Golbez fights, because I believe that's one of the ones that can stop the what is it, the binding spell that he uses.
Yeah, it protects against paralysis. The heroin robes we have will also offer that protection. So although you can do pre-fight setups to make sure you don't get paralyzed, this way you don't really have to reset out. You can just rush in and be like, ha! I will hopefully have someone who doesn't get eaten by a dragon and can then instantly pop that star bell.
It's nice when you see a Golbez and they go ha ha ha, and you can go ha 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 back and take them out. So
Just like Yuna and Titus, you and Golbez just laughing it up on the ocean shore.
ooh, you've got the boy twin here, Palom. Actually, was he just not taken? I guess not. I would love to have that early quack, but I can understand maybe at this point you don't bother because you've got some levels into Rydia.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is that No Dumping hasn't seen Sirens yet, and thus and Notella. So if No Dumping wants to warp glitch at a reasonable level, you kind of have to keep the Rydia around for that.
True. That's one of the nicest things on this flag set about Rydia is that she gets warp at some extremely low level. Is it like 10 or something? I don't remember the exact number.
It's so low, no one notices because you gain it too quickly to. You're never being like, oh, I have to grind for warp on Rydia. That's never a sentence anyone's ever said.
Oh, there's a junk rod. You just throw that right in the trash. Oh, No Dumping side. That's Stardust. Who even needs that garbage?
Oh, and No Dumping, not even hesitating. I do not want to peek the basement throne. That's scary. I've got other places to go.
Yeah, I'm usually a fan of checking it just to like see who's there and know it, but that might be a long walk. That's like an extra minute at a time. If it's not anything you can take care of, it's not worth it necessarily.
Valvalis here, the tornado bikini will not be hampering our progress anywhere else in the seed.
Yeah, I can't imagine No Dumping is upset about that because that's a gross one to see in a gross spot. So, not even having to deal with it.
Starman now, following in No Dumping's footsteps. Is No Dumping about to go to Dwarf Castle? Hey!
Yay!
Oh, no!
Yes, landed on top of the mountain thing there. That's so awesome.
Oh wait, was that just for swag? Okay. Like, hey, look at where I can land my airship.
It's almost as good as when you're trying to go back up and you land like in the spot right next to the little circle thing that like lets you go back up above ground, and you're like, ah, gosh.
The Y button is your friend. It lets you turn on a dime, slow that airship down. You don't have to go that fast, at least not in that, brief moment of frames.
It looks like Starman actually found a tiara. So, with a tiara, and then as soon as they get access to the Stardust Rod, that he's gonna have some real power.
Oh yeah, and the other thing too is that Starman, well, the tiara doesn't do anything for Pound, but Starman has already done the warp glitch, so keeping Rydia around's not as big of a priority. But you are correct that the tiara's plus 10 to black magic. It will make her a force to be reckoned with if you can ever get her the spells that let her be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, did No Dumping actually skip Job Dwarf and talk to the other dwarf and then leave? Aw, man, that's a disappointment. That's a bummer.
Ravana group doing all the trolls on Job Dwarf fans today.
Yeah, you gotta have the memes. You gotta do the memes. It's like required by law, I think. So yeah.
We have memes at home.
Yes, exactly. Well, there are an abundance of memes. This is free enterprise. There's a meme up around every corner, so you're never disappointed.
Starman gonna see this Nope Rope, gonna have probably an even easier time of it than No Dumping did.
Yeah, this might be like a 3-shot, honestly. It's gonna be real quick. Looks like No Dumping's doing a little shopping over there. It's not seeing anything good though, but he's gonna head up and maybe not. I was thinking he was heading up to do some more chest checking up there.
Ah, racers, give us new checks. These checks are stale. We need new, fresh checks. Hopefully Starman will peek the basement throne for us.
It's all repeat. We're just sitting here looking at the same stuff, but on separate screens. What are they even doing? No, I'm kidding. It's great that there's still variants, but they're doing the freebies when they should be doing the freebies. Like I think this is still good strategies on both ends here.
Oh yeah. And this is a good time to point out that we do have 2 more restreamed matches coming at you today. At 3 o'clock Eastern over on the Free Enterprise channel, we have Dark Kobold versus the Left-Footed Sultan. And then at, how do you do military? 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern, also on Free Enterprise. We have Smapety versus Porsyth. So a couple of really good matches coming at you this evening. Don't miss them.
I'm super glad that I'm not the only person who has difficulty with the 24-hour clock. I'm always getting it off by a couple.
I'm good until you hit the 20-hour mark. Anything from 12 to 19, oh, I got that. But then for some reason, like 20 and 21, 20, 21 and 22 mess my brain up. 23 and 24, I'm good again. Well, there's no 24, but it's specifically 20, 21, 22. I get messed up.
Yeah, I feel that pretty hard. It looks like, yeah, Starman's about to took out that nope rope real fast, and no dumping is going to be taking out Octomam in moments, and being able to see that water hag behind him is going to be pretty quick here. So, got lots more checks coming. Honestly, given what they've checked so far, I'm really curious if somebody's going to go over and check Earth, because that's starting to look a lot nicer. Because what else is left? I mean, well, you've got the keyless tower play. You could still, somebody could check the Odin spot. There's still the spots under Feymarch, but those are going to be pretty spicy at this moment. So Earth is looking not too bad.
You know what else is looking not so bad? Keyless Tower.
Oh, I'm a huge keyless tower fan. Do not get me wrong. And honestly, yeah, it's a high hit point spot, but most bosses, unless it's like an evil wall, are actually not terrible there.
Yeah, and we actually saw a match last night. I'm not going to spoiler. You all can just okay. There have been matches this tournament decided on the back of a keyless tower play. There we go. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
And it's not so bad a check because you can save at the entire bottom of the tower. After you fight the fight, you get to see the item, and you can make a decision. It's kind of like the sealed cave check. In that you don't have to walk it all the way out if you don't really want to.
Totally. And honestly, I mean, we do have a hook on Starman's side, of course. So, they have a chance to go check the Eplin shop. I don't think they have yet. So there's one place that Sirens could be. But I wouldn't be surprised if, either of these runners actually go in and go early and start stealing some Sirens just to kind of get that over with. Especially on Starman's side, there's a Porum, and Porum can use Cry. And one of the nice things about the Cry skill on those alerts is that it makes it easier to steal stuff, interestingly enough. So it makes the Siren grabbing a lot quicker.
Ooh. The Mage Masher on that edge doing 7,000 to the Rubicante form. Gets a defense sword here. Between the XP and the fact that is Kane's strongest weapon until level 68, I would probably walk this out here. Just, because Starman's just been rocking the Avenger on his Kane. I don't think that he has an Ogre Axe. He sold one, found another. So Defense Sword's actually a meaningful upgrade for those fights where you don't want your Kane auto-zerking.
Yeah, either that or you can go in with the Defense Sword and switch over to the Avenger. That's some superpower right there. So yeah, don't hate that at all. I definitely would run out, get that experience, like you said. Yeah, that's a great check. So good for him.
So you go from defense sword to offense sword. Min asking in chat, does the Avenger glitch last between fights? It does not. If you start a fight with the Avenger equipped, your attack power will be that of the Avenger, not of whatever weapon you last had equipped.
Oh, like in the case of if you're fighting like a Gauntlet or something like that, you would get the Avenger glitch damage for the fight that you switched, and then for all the subsequent fights, I guess it would just be Avenger back again.
Right, which is nothing to scoff at. The Avenger's a very strong weapon in its own right. But if you are, say you're rocking a Cecil with an Excal or a Crystal Sword, it can make a difference there. Most of Kane's weapons, it's not a drastic difference. But edge case uses.
Womp womp edge case. And here we go. No dumping is going for the keyless tower, or maybe actually it looks like he's looking for chests. So maybe he's doing the Siren grind, or maybe doing both. Honestly.
Yeah,
and it looks
I
like
think if you're doing, you worked so hard for that defense sword. I it's fine. I'll just get my own over here. It's okay.
That's amazing. Not that another defense sword ain't so bad. Hurl that with an edge. That's some good damage on that Z fight.
And we do see sneaking here. So one subtle thing that some newer runners may do here is they're like, I'm gonna go check top of tower and I'm gonna steal my sirens on the way in. The danger here of doing them on the way in, if you intend to do top of tower, no dumping may just say I'm not doing top of tower, I'm just here for the sirens. Is if you steal a bunch of sirens and then you go do top of tower and you get drain spear, something that just doesn't really have any utility. Now you're obligated to walk all the way out, or else you lose all the time you spent stealing sirens.
Yeah, that's a huge time waste if you don't manage to save. Like, getting the sirens, walking back out, especially if you're on the first floor, and just saving and then going back up is the way to go. But I've definitely seen a couple of plays where it was a not great item out of that tower spot, and you just have that like couple minute walk back. It does not feel good.
It does surprise me to see the stealing happening here, because No Dumping did just get that same hook that Starman got a little while ago. There's still a shop you can check. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to turn to a life of crime, Edge. You can go home. We have sirens at home.
Yeah, you never know if there's sirens there. Obviously, yeah, if you have the cash, you want to get them. But honestly, with 2 edges and like everyone else is down, which is a great strat to take out everybody else so that you can get those sneaks in faster. It's it's pretty speedy.
Starman here making a go at the Mom Bomb fight with only a stack of 6 illusions. We do have 2 white mages who I believe both know Blink at this point. They should. Starman popped a Siren earlier. You get them at level 23 on both of the white mages. But
Ooh, that 2500 solid hit against Kane hurts so bad.
This may be another instance of the Ian and Malcolm rule gone wrong. You can do this fight, but I'm worried that Starman may end up losing a lot of time here. Let's see, we're doing about 2,000 damage with the Edge. We'll see what kind of damage Kane is doing if he can stay standing long enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. Wow. And that Kane, I think, is decently defended. He's back row and it was still like 700 damage. So those blinks have to come out really fast because Mom Bomb is speedy. Not just punchy, but super fast. So, illusions and blink only give you 2 free hits and then the blink comes off and you have to reapply it. So if you get some bad luck or board AI action going on, it can make this really gross.
Yeah, looks like he's stabilized though. I would like to see a couple of slows or a silk web come out here as well. Because again, you do really want to kill the Mom Bomb before the baby bombs come out. But this is looking good. This is looking real good. Is holding a turn with a white mage here, getting ready to cast another blink as soon as someone's stacks of illusion drop off. I think Starman has this.
Yeah, I think this is actually going to be pretty easy. There's a decent amount of damage coming out fast enough. We haven't even seen the, big blowy-uppy form of Mom Bomb before it explodes. And so, yeah, I don't think that explosion's happening here.
Yeah, did not get the, again, had a little bit of rude luck at the start, but has stabilized nicely. Even Rose is chipping in here with a 4-digit damage roll. Yeah, I think Starman's going to pull this off.
Oh, it looks like on No Dumping side, we're going to get some omelets being made here, which is pretty nice. So those levels are going to be coming real fast.
Breaking out the Ginsu here to chop up the Dragon Egg. It's got the Murasame Masamune combo, courtesy of that trap chest. We have one... we have Big Brother Edge, who takes all the good swords, and Baby Brother Edge, who's like, I have a mute knife!
I'll hit you with this toothpick. It's going to hurt really bad.
There we go. Starman through the fight. Let's see if there is a huge reward here. Of course, Luca Key would be the big ticket item to find.
Yeah, objective completed. So 2 out of 3. So getting close to that go mode. Tower Key. So, hey, here's the play. You don't have to do a keyless tower. You could do tower with keys because there is a key here.
Oh, and Chad asking the HP. The base HP at this spot is 35,000, so Mom Bomb will queue up her explode at 35,000, and then it's another 9 to 10,000 if you want to avoid the baby bomb phase. So dishing out the kind of damage we had with those 3, Starman cleans it up, no problems. But now you have to do tower with a key instead of keyless tower. I don't know how I feel about this play.
Yeah, it's awful. It's only good if you can go do top of tower by itself. It's otherwise pretty trash. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, what I love to do here, there's a save point like 1 floor before tower. So I usually do 1 save at that, and then I go up and do another save right before tower spot in case that's spicy, and then I do that spot, and if it doesn't work out, then I can go back to that lower level save, and I can just do tower key and be out of there quick.
Yeah. Chat asking if Starman did the queen spot. No, Starman did not bother fighting. The alt gauntlet there is intended, and it's a very long check. I mean, that other check was a long check too, but at least it was a required check. Meanwhile, No Dumping stole, I believe, 21 sirens and appears to be intending to just do the full grind right now. Let's go ahead and knock this out, and no bosses will stand in my way afterwards.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's some super speed. Although, unfortunately for No Dumping, it looks like the damage is not like a one-shot capable option right now, which makes the grind so much longer if you don't have like the ability to just instantly throw out a spell or instantly do a weapon attack or something like that takes out the dragon like instantly.
Again, no respect for that cockatrice summon.
True that. Yeah, we'll have to ask No Dumping about that if if he was even aware or had remembered that the cockatrice was there to be able to use it.
Yeah, neither race are caring about that. Chokosura making a good point. I think you're right, Chokosura. I think that second edge down has a boomerang and a thunderclaw, and that will not happy damage make.
Oh, it looks like so top of tower boss is Antlion. It's a lot of yeah. It looks like that damage is not doing anything.
That is a thunderclaw. That is a thunderclaw. That is not the way you want to hatch these eggs. Thunderclaw. So okay. Let's talk about how enemies with elemental resistances respond to weapons with elemental damage. So you don't have to worry about, say, healing Mist Dragon by hitting it with your Crystal Sword. You don't have to worry about healing Rubicante by hitting him with a Flame Sword. Weapon damage, if the enemy is standard resistant to it or absorbs it, well, you will... Okay. It's kind of funny. So if the enemy absorbs it, you'll still do half damage. If the enemy, I believe, super absorbs it, you still do double damage. This is why the Dark Elf's dragon form will absorb the holy spell cast at it, but take bonus damage from Legends, X-Cows, and Crystal Blades. Final Fantasy IV is fun.
No kidding. I had absolutely no idea about that. It's fascinating. I'm learning something new every day. That's really good to know.
But if the enemy has standard absorption, again, like these yellow dragons, if you hit them with lightning, they just go, ooh, delicious, thank you. That you will do half damage if you have lightning arrows or a thunderclaw equipped.
But yeah, exactly. That half damage is like a paper cut. So not what you want to see when you get an egg hatching literally every fight. Like this is an extra 30 to 45 seconds almost per egg. And yeah, if you can get that instantaneous kill, like that's so much faster.
Well, No Dumping has the setup going now, rearranged his party. Now he has the edge with the fine Hanzo Steel taking the first swing, and looks like that one has a very good chance of landing the one-shot.
Yeah, for sure. And Starman getting the spoon off of the top of tower. Yeah, it looks like he's going to run back with that. You don't hate that nice throwable item, even if you never see an Edward to make a spoon with that spoon flag on. But you want to throw it. You want that extra key item if you're trying to get to 10, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So that's not a bad idea to do.
Oh yeah. We do find Asura here. A pretty great place for her. Asura can be really rude, not because she's dangerous, especially when we have sources of blink. She's just kind of annoying. You have to do a lot of setup for this fight in a lot of places. Not here.
Yeah, you couldn't even finish a sentence about Asura, and Asura was done. So there you go. That one, I think it was a samurai arrows and an arty bow. That awesome super powered Rosa. There's no chance there.
So if this tower key is also required, if this gives our darkness or our Luca key, that's going to be a really lucrative Mom Bomb fight that Starman Random took relatively early. It can be a huge payout here. I hate having to wait. This is like Christmas morning. Oh my gosh, why is the tower so long? Give me push B to jump. Just let me jump off the edge. Let me base jump the Tower of Babel to get out of here.
Yeah, it is tough because you do that. I mean, the fight is quick, but yeah, then you have to walk all the way out just to find out what you got. So it's too long. I want my presents now, Dad.
That is some of these early morning races. You got to eat your eggs. No Dumping here, still on that grind time. 21 eggs is so many, but it will speed up the further along he gets. His agility will stabilize a bit, and his damage will more routinely be above the 1800 required to get the kill. We got a rat tail. All right, the chain continues.
So, yeah, I guess what have we gone now? We've gone from required Mom Bomb to Tower Key to Rat Tail. And Rat, of course, thankfully we have the hook here, so that'll be a really quick check. We'll see if there's any continuing value there or if this is kind of a bust. I'm rooting for more chain, please. But also a bust. Yes, Alec Pendrag or Harp. Please, Harp. I am here for the required music. Give it to me. Put it in my veins. Oh, and a pan. There we go. So we got 2 more quick key item checks. The chain continues. Yes.
And the chains keep coming, and they don't stop 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 coming, and they don't.
Yes, I love that. It's so hilarious.
Okay, Harp from Sheila and Package from the Fairies. Let's go.
Yes, can we get some green blesses in chat? Let's get that energy for the required Harp. I'm here for it.
No Dumping, meanwhile, decided, oh, that's enough levels. We can go beat things up now.
I'm not sure if No Dumping got any illusions. I know that obviously Starman did, but yeah, the illusions will help you. Honestly, the levels that he got, No Dumping, it's not going to make that Mom Bomb really that much easier. Like, it's a little bit of help, but you're still going to get one shot, honestly.
Yeah. May have the tools to get through it though. I believe No Dumping is only rocking the 1 white mage, but does have some better weaponry and better levels here.
Pan. Hit that Yang. Pink tail. Okay, well, it's another key item, and it could give some spicy loot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I count out loud. That's 9 key items.
You sure about that?
I'm right. 10. I can add, really. Yeah. So we got double XP going online for Starman. So I'm sure they are not unhappy about that at all.
Yeah, it won't surprise me to see the pink tail check here. Starman didn't get that extra fine Hanzo still that No Dumping did, but definitely prioritizing the Sheila check first.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Honestly, get that Sheila check and then you just head right down. The hovercraft's already there. It's like an extra 30 seconds. It's not a big deal. And nobody has done ordeals yet, have they? So
nope.
That might be a good time to do it right heckin' now if you don't get go mode.
You will clear through it very quickly. So No Dumping may only have 1 white mage, but has image on both his edges, and that back row edge with the ninja shirt took less than 100 damage from Mom Bomb. So decent setup here, but I think the main problem is the battle speed and the speed of the Mom Bomb are letting it get in a lot of damage too.
Got easily 1 shot there, and that other edge just took 1,000 damage. This is not the best, but this might be a really dicey spot here, so we'll see.
Yeah, that first hit for sub 100, Edge must have rolled all his evasion rolls for it to be that low. Now Mom Bomb's like, oh really? You think you're dodgy, do you?
Hashtag Team Ninja Shirt. It does sell well.
Insult with the Galaxy Brain strats, back row Drain Avenger. Kane.
That hurts so much. That hurts my heart. Why do you do this? And Starman quickly dumping not dumping. I chose a great word there. But yeah, getting rid of that Palom on ordeals, and we're gonna see who the bosses are here. We have not seen Mist Dragon yet. That could really be up. If that here is up in ordeals, that's an extra bonus round. So I like doing extra bosses right this second.
Starman saving the game and waiting. Dude, where's my HP? Where's my HP, dude?
Ouch, and there's a reset. Yeah, those punches were just too punchy for him. That stinks.
Yeah, one of the simplest ways to make these marginal fights so much safer, especially in spots like this, is just turn your battle speed down. If you are not acting as the borders are being drawn, the enemies are getting their turns ahead of you. So I'm not sure exactly which battle speed No Dumping's playing at, but I know that Mom Bomb, I would not be fighting at battle speed 1 if that's the case.
Yeah, for sure, because it's going to make things even faster, even worse. But, I was just about to say, hey, there's leg, and then leg disappeared. Oh well.
only a little leg. And No Dumping here may not be aware that these conjurers are mage type. I'm fairly certain No Dumping has a mute knife, or that may just be Starman.
remember if they both got the Mute. I mean, they both, I think, saw it because that was in the football shop, I think. So yeah, that's such a huge difference maker. I love getting Mute daggers. Usually I just get them in chests, so I don't even think about shopping for them. But they have so much utility, and you don't even really realize it.
Yeah. No dumping wisely casting Float on the team though. No's Arachnes are in this pool, and they have their Quake ability. Not quite the same as the Quake we cast, but you know, still rude and unnecessary damage that you don't need to take.
Yeah, it's always a good idea if you can remember to do this to put on that Float beforehand, because I have definitely not, and I have definitely paid the price. Ooh,
Spider Lass, Spider Lass, friendly neighborhood Spider Lass. Is she strong now? Listen, oh, sorry. Yeah, Golbez.
Yes, exactly. Spider Lass. I'll have to remember that one. Yeah, see, the unfortunate thing, no dumping, obviously doing this check that Starman did and might get a payout off of it. We don't know yet, but this is such a long fight. Like it's even if you're powerful enough to just blow stuff up, it's still gonna take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and Chogasura pointing out in chat that if the Luca key is behind this check, things definitely get interesting. Starman has already gone to Feymarch twice. I can't see him wanting to go back there a third time anytime soon when there are still other checks that can be made.
I would do like he's doing here, do ordeals. Then I would do Earth Crystal, honestly. Like I think I would just do everything else possible, and I would totally fade that until the very end.
Golbez crumbles.
Why?
Ah!
I love the falling sound. You get that little bloop at the end.
So 58 minutes in, finally getting an ordeals check.
Interesting check, but honestly, like they have neither racer here has seen a Tella or a Cecil, so you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get anything like super valuable out of it from that. And a Sand Ruby is the key item here. Did not even take it. Reset right out.
Oh goodness. That's kind of committing to sell the Crystal Sword if you've not already.
Anybody see who was the boss there? I totally blanked on it. I'm guessing that Star checked it out first, though.
It was Maga Sisters.
Yeah, totally. Not even a reason to do that yet. Walking out is definitely the play here. So I think we're going to see Earth Crystal coming up real quick.
Yeah, I'm kind of now holding out my hope for a D-Mist at King Queen Upland now. That's where it's gradually become. Oh, there's a Darkness Crystal. Never mind.
Oh, hi, Moon Time. Okay, well that's gonna make things really interesting now. So we've got more checks. We've got obviously another key item, but that Moon access is Z access as well. So that's super required unless a pass is available somewhere else.
Yeah, that definitely helps No Dumping out a bit here. No Dumping may not have been able to handle that Mom Bomb fight yet. And actually looks to be departing. Oh yeah, doesn't have a source of exit. Only has Rosa, hasn't done Zot. But Starman has taken care of the Mom Bomb fight and the objective. Probably doesn't want to go back. But No Dumping now is committing to a third trip to Feymarch by leaving right now. I'm surprised not to see just more grind and doing that again, because No Dumping knows I have to do that or go find both halves of the legend, both halves of the Forge, as well as a Luca key. So I'm not sure I understand the play going on here on No Dumping side, given that we know at least one thing we need to do here, and we already have a lot of levels.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if it's sort of a desperation play, or maybe just a play to get some more levels, or who knows. Definitely one of the main rules of free enterprise, especially with these required objectives sitting around, is you always want to do them when you can, because you never know if there's like an objective behind an objective. You already needed to do the first one, and you get the second one, and you don't want to fade that ever.
Lunar Boss here at the Maga Sisters location. Who do we get?
These Lunars blown up so fast, you just throw down some Cure 4s on them, or Cure 3s actually, and it's the end for them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Alex said, never skip freebies, never skip objectives. It's very easy, especially with Sheila 1, to just kind of fade the heck out of it, because they're like, well, I don't have a pan yet, I don't know, I'll wait till I go back up above ground and stuff, and you could get super important stuff in like 30 seconds if you go ahead and do it.
Starmon here realizing that they have the Avenger on their cane, so hey, if I'm going to be activating their virus script anyway, might as well commit to the bit. And the magic's power here is not so bad anyway.
Yeah, see, I always feared this spot when, like, I would, vanilla with actual Magus Sisters, because they would just blow you up. But I guess with these HP, it's not a big deal. Even that lower magic is still, it's going to do a lot to a lower level crew, but it's not going to do much here.
Yeah, the bigger threat is once you do get one down, the other one will counter everything with flame. But this is what, 4,500 HP of each, and we had the DPS to break through Mom Bomb? Yeah, not too much to worry about.
One and done, so we'll see who the characters are, who the boss is. Still hoping for that mist. Give me a Mist Dragon. Give me a Mist Dragon.
I'm hoping for double Cecil up here, just to be like, oh, why didn't you do ordeals?
We see a Crystal Sword. We haven't seen any Cecils yet. Actually, no.
And I do like one thing about that Mom Bomb fight. It definitely goes to show how much experience and practice come into play. No Dumping has had admirable play. A newer runner in the community has been doing don't let that record deceive you. No Dumping has been playing fantastically, but Starman's experience here definitely came into play. Knew the correct way to manage that Mom Bomb and was able to get it done early. There's always something more you can learn playing the game. And watching these races is a great way to do that. If you're all unfamiliar with how to deal with a really rude physical boss at Leviathan, go back and watch what Starman did. Very clean fight, made it through, even at lower levels than you might normally go there.
Yeah, honestly, with those illusions, that was such an efficient fight. Like, it wasn't. I was afraid it was going to be a long fight, but those illusions coming out at the beginning, just stabilizing, get everyone with blink. It was just a clean fight after that, and it was such a great thing to do with this, even given the levels.
So remind me here, Ground Flyer, when did we get the Earth Crystal? When did we get that Party Rock?
That was the starting item, was it not?
Starting item. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 30 seconds later, finally about to complete what we were given at the start with a remarkably free fight in the form of King and Queen Evelyn.
Yeah, it's got to be a couple quick shots. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they take out the Queen as well with some hits.
Yeah. King's down, Queen's next turn, she will self-destruct if she gets a next turn. Kane's like, nope. No talk, me Angie.
Me Angie. Yeah, that was a quick kill. So, item incoming. We'll see if that has the value.
Well, we know it's not the Darkness Crystal. That's established. And if not, Starman doesn't have a lot of options. I think his only choice after this will be to return and take down that Alt Gauntlet, which will be really good for him. He'll be in a, well, still has to figure out another objective somewhere, though.
So this is a key item. It's almost required, definitely, so. And pass. So yeah, that's great. You don't even hate that, even if there's the Darkness Crystal available. But obviously now I think Starman literally has no other checks except for doing the Gauntlet, correct? I think.
Yeah, that's really great for Starman because we now know, barring a rude demist on the planet, that we're gonna have to go to the moon. There are, even if demist were on the blue planet, it could give the Luca key, and then we wouldn't need to go to the moon. But that's highly unlikely. The more likely scenario is we do have to go to the moon. We're gonna have to find Luca key or adamant there, and then you can't turn those in on the moon. You have to come back to the sealed cave, or you have to go to Kukul's Forge. And from that, do you really want to walk the moon a second time? I don't. The pass is gonna save Starman a lot of time. In spite of the triple dip Fey March that they're forced to have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it was super good either way. And look at this. Starman is like, I do not want to do that Gauntlet. Super do not. Actually trying to find some hidden mist action here. So doing the package check.
This is a very dangerous play. Very dangerous play. This check's going to take at least like 3 minutes for all the cutscenes. It's cutscene, fight, cutscene. But wait, there's more cutscene, oh, there's my boss.
That's all for like a total unknown. Like, who knows what boss is there? It might not be Mist at all, because Mist could obviously be anywhere on the moon. You never know.
And your team's not gonna have difficulty with that alt gauntlet. You're not gonna have any trouble with it.
And honestly, if I'm really thinking about it, like 3 minutes of this check versus 3 minutes of alt gauntlet, where you know a key item is definitely behind it. Like I feel like that fight would be almost as fast as just doing this check.
Yeah. But you know, sometimes you gotta commit to the bit. I'm curious if he's going to, after this, go peek King Queen Eblin also before doing alt gauntlet.
Oh yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't go there first. But yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah. No darkness crystal usage yet. So yeah, there's still obviously potential value on giant. Wouldn't that be spicy as a mist dragon on CP or something gross? Oh, give it to me, please.
Night falls, and the boss is
Garbo.
womp womp.
Hate to see that. 3 minutes down the drain, boom. So yeah, but yeah, I bet you money that. Well, I'm not gonna actually bet you money because I bad better. But I would bet that we're gonna see Hook Chan. Oh no, okay. So no
Oh.
crowd at all. We're going straight. Finally taking on that that gauntlet. So you know he's gonna find darkness and be able to move on.
Yeah, Starman's like, okay, that was fun. That was fun, everyone. Let's get down to business.
Exactly.
No dumping, though. Pursuing this Darkness Crystal. Kind of a dangerous play also as well. We know we have to beat the Mom Bomb fight. We've not seen a Pan. We've not seen a Twin Harp. We've not seen a Tower Key. We've not seen a Rat Tail. These are all gating items that could very well be behind it. And in fact, we know that it is the Tower Key to the Rat Tail to the Pan. No dumping here, kind of taking a swing for the fences, hoping to find another piece of the puzzle and maybe a few levels before returning to presumably take down that fight, that Mom Bomb fight.
Honestly, I'm sure No Dumping is not excited about this, but going up to Moon at this early spot and still having a lot of checks left back on the big blue planet is not a great feeling because you never know if you're fading some stuff that's required. But we have sirens in the shop, although at this point he already did lots of stealing, so it's
Yeah,
not.
we got 9 sitting there
now.
already. And yeah, chat reminding us, No Dumping hasn't checked Shield 1. That's half the forge as well. If you forget that check and you do the entire moon trying to find both halves of your forge, you're going to be a little disappointed.
Forget your freebies.
No, it was, Insult, you are correct. It was the first one. The second one, I believe, was the package. Although, hopefully our tracker in chat, Min, may be able to confirm or deny that.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, Zach, that's true, but the question is, what if he spends all this time looking for both halves of the forge and doesn't find them? And say that Luca Key is back behind D-Mist at King Queen Eblin?
Right, exactly. Like you just don't know. Honestly, going to the moon, if you're looking for two things and or versus one, and the one that we already know is not up there, it's going to be a lot tougher. No dumping might find the adamant and still be looking for that legend sword, and it's not there.
Tella on the moon. Well, we've not done ordeals yet. Not very useful. It's a source of blink, but probably won't. Yeah, I don't think Tella is gonna be like, yes, I can go take care of Mom Bomb now.
What kind of racial weaknesses do the Arachnes have? Because I just saw Rosa on Starman's side do like a casual 4,000 plus against one.
They are weak to arrows and other types of, air. They're weak to air. So throwing weapons, edges, boomerang, full moon, any kind of arrows, they're weak to all those.
Spicy. So yeah, maybe an arty bow with samurai arrows ain't so bad.
No, it's fantastic.
No dumping is going and doing the Bahamut check here. I don't hate this because the nicest thing about it, it's like the quickest checked for. Oh, hey, bonus round.
Yeah, very nice. Going to be able to do a 2-for-1 here. Maybe get some true value in the Bahamut stand.
Yeah, this would be an enormous advantage, especially if an adamant's there. I would think No Dumping might be thinking, I gotta go back to the planet and see what that Mist Dragon has.
Okay, and luckily does not have the Avenger equipped on Kane. That would have been a little problematic.
One of the worst things about demist is that turns to mist spot, where if you have somebody auto attacking, every single time you're gonna get that D breath, and it's this huge long time. It takes like an extra like 45 seconds to a minute to go from mist back to regular form.
Who would ever overestimate their damage and have multiple Zerkers swinging at a mist-formed dragon? I don't know anyone who would do that.
No, never, never. Why would anyone even think of that? I've definitely never done that. No, not me. No way.
Yeah. And a reminder, chat, for all our new budding racers of Free Enterprise, Blink is better than Cure 4. If your opponent can only do physical attacks, Blink is your friend. Protection versus Cure. There we go. We see the image going up on Edge.
Well, I guess one counter to that would be Cure 4 at least hits all 4 characters. But yeah, if whoever you're fighting one shots anybody, then Blink is the way to go, because you can take. It doesn't matter if it's 20 damage or 5,000 damage. It's still going to be one shot.
Yeah. Starman, meanwhile, cleans up that fight, gets the Darkness Crystal. Still not in go mode yet. We still need to find an Adamant Rock or a Luca Key. So Moon not haunted today, especially since we know that D-Mist is up there.
But Moon's always haunted in Ven. What's going on? I don't understand.
Somehow Demarine rolled us one where the Moon had at least one little iota of value.
Huh, is Starman going to go check Eblin now? That's interesting. So yeah, maybe looking for Mist there, but we already know where that is, so this is not going to be very fruitful.
Yeah, well, Starman's also not done his grind yet, and I don't think we saw hourglasses for sell. So if we get like hourglasses here and sirens on the Moon, may be able to do a faster grind, or even mute bells. Instead of just doing dragon eggs, maybe has plans for a grind against warlocks or gold dragons.
Those hourglasses are so bleeping useful, because you get that ability to take out the gold dragons in like a couple of shots, especially if you got some good weaponry against them, and you don't have to worry about them punching back, because they punch real hard.
And they are literally bleeping useful. That's the sound effect they make. They go bleep, 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 bleep. Yeah, that was a very spicy shop. Also having the silk webs, kind of a rude spot for them. Silk webs can appear in ungated shops, and you really like them on flags with the vanilla agility, just in case you are kind of corralled into taking a Cecil. Can really help you with spots where you have to do like RA2 strats against Threemus, relative agility 2 strats against Threemus. And having them gated, so a little nasty.
So yeah, Starman just kind of went in to check those shops and booked it. So yeah, but for those who don't know, silk webs are useful in a lot of ways, but especially because they actually just apply 2 levels of slow, which is the maximum amount of slow you can cast on anybody in one shot. And they're good for doing that first big bang nerf against Threemus, but they're also good against fast, spicy, punchy bosses. You can put one down and not get punched nearly as fast.
And yeah, Chad, if you're confused about why that Kane was a couple tile, like a half tile behind the edge, don't adjust your set. That's just frames per second doing their thing between an initial streamer into the restreamer into what you're viewing. Yeah, Blink is hard to keep track of, unless you're like, when are we gonna get some like 1440 P120 free enterprise action?
So yeah, no dumping just got key item out of that. I don't even know what it was. There's these harps in chat. I'm not even sure what's going on. That seems like junk. I don't know.
I mean, we also have the D-Mist giving us an item. Well, Rydia's mom giving us an item back on Earth. No dumping still casting warp, casting warp, casting warp. It's like, oh, should have taken the Porum. Should have taken the Tella. Should have bought exits.
Yeah, I hate that feeling, especially if you're like underground doing moon checks and you have to walk all the way back. Oh.
That's actually going to really hurt no dumping, because let's assume that these are both Bubkus, and you have to go to floor 7 of the Moon. How's no dumping getting out? Didn't take Cecil, didn't take Tella, didn't take Porum, faded Tower of Zot. How are you getting back out of the lunar subterranean? You walking? That's a 3-minute time loss right there.
Have we even seen exits in any shops? I don't believe we have. So yeah, there's literally no access to exit for him. I mean, he could obviously warp back, but that's still super bad. Please, Rydia's mom, give us something good.
More
Junk
fine
sword.
Hanzo still. No dumping even can't like going to Cave Magnus here. Again, no source of exit. Sources of exit. It's a subtle thing that you don't realize you've missed out on until all of a sudden you're warping and walking out of everywhere you visit.
Yeah, that's like such a huge time loss. You don't really realize how bad it is. Oh, and it looks like Starman actually is not checking Bahamut, so that's a bummer because we obviously have Mist check and also the harp. And if harp is value, that's all. That's everything.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of hoping here that no dumping does Cave Magnus and then does Tower of Zot, and then has to get back to the whale that's parked right here. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you
I
have to
do
like a walk of shame.
I do this to myself all the time. That's why I like it when other people do it too. This isn't picking on no dumping. This is the hot new swag walk. You think it's a swag walk to walk to Zeromus from the Ogopogo altar? No. The swag walk is having to walk through the entirety of the Troya forest to get to town.
Actually, I believe this is not in the vanilla, right? There was a bridge added so you can actually do that walk, where before you didn't have that ability in the vanilla game. Is that right?
Right. In the vanilla game, there's actually a chocobo forest south that you can grab a chocobo at and then ride it across the river. But no one knows about chocobo forests. What? How many chocobo forests are in this game? No one knows. No one knows. Chocobo forests, they appear and disappear. They're like the town of Mirage in Final Fantasy V. So yeah, the bridge is there just to make everyone's life a little easier.
Yeah, and then it looks like No Dumping's gonna head in and do the Magnus spot. What do the viewers have to enjoy right now?
Yeah, well, the music's randomized as well. Fun fact, when the game first came out, like version 1.0 and Boardface was just sharing it with Final Fantasy IV runners, vanilla speedrunners, did not mention the Twin Harp thing, and when people finally went to check it and got the randomized music, it became an instant classic. Everyone loves it. So yeah, fingers crossed we get some real jamming tunes here. I'm gonna mute myself so I can listen in. Let's see what we got. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Final Fantasy One, amazing soundtrack for a NES game. Like you go replay that, even if you know some things are antiquated, maybe find like a quality of life mod for it or something. But the music is so incredibly good, and the airship theme included with those. I mean, it's no like Sunken Shrine, it's no Matoya's theme, but I still dig it.
There's a good half dozen bangers on that FF1 soundtrack. It's pretty awesome, especially for a game that's that old and you're still dealing with 8-bit music and chip and stuff like that. It can still produce some really awesome tunes.
Oh yeah, just classics.
And honestly, these tunes are so good for harp. I think there's a good handful of them from FF1 that just sound perfect on the harp.
Oh yeah, like Temple of Fiends, Sunken Shrine, the airship theme, Matoya's Cave, they're all in there. And by the way, these gas here picking up the magic defense of the Dark Elf, shrugging off that initial flame spell. But that's fine. We have fine Hanzo Seal. There's an Oh My Body. Did Demarine roll us value at music? Let's find out.
Please, 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 please. Oh, snap! What?
That is huge. No dumping here. Now, basically in go mode. Very fortunate. Will only have to walk the moon one time. Has to turn in that Luca key. Does still have to figure out a way to beat that Mom Bomb. Did not have a good time on the first attempt. Starman here, going down to the lower part of the moon, really needs to find an adamant rock down here. If it's back upstairs at the Murasame altar, going to be on the ropes, will end up highly overleveled. Does have the pass, though. So this may end up being neck and neck. It kind of depends on how No Dumping deals with that Mom Bomb fight. and if Starman gets the Adamant Rock at one of his first few checks down here in the basement. So we got a race, folks!
Yeah, honestly, like the divergence here is super interesting, but like I don't know who's in the lead right now. No Dumping did just get access to an immediate objective that Starman does not know about, so that's a huge thing. But you never know if that Adamant Rock shows up in like the first check that Starman does. This is still a super good fight for Starman. Why are you talking about Savage Garden? Oh no. Means it hurts my soul.
Whatever, that first song of theirs was a banger.
No, yeah, honestly, I like their tunes back then. I went to see them in concert even. I'll admit it.
Over here trying to play the sassy, psh, are you referencing that band's music? I only saw them in concert 5 times.
Yes. Damn it.
Hey, Dark Knight Cecil, Pain Man here at this spot. I don't know why you'd reset unless you really want to get XP on everyone. I wouldn't be scared of this one. I think, oh, that's why that's a very good reason.
That's pretty solid. Always love having that save there if you can reset and fix your gear, because sometimes you don't want Avengers against DKC for some reason. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the event, you can do lots of things against DKC, and he will still he'll still end after 3 swings. You can jump, you can kick, you can power punch, you can throw things at him, you can hit him with every spell in the book. But if you do an attack command, you're getting another rotation of the Dark Waves.
And no Dumping with 2 objectives to tie up the objective completions against Starman. So this is a real race right now. I'm so excited for how this is going to end up.
And Starman, by the way, illustrating here that Cure 3 has a delay of 1, which means it takes 2 ticks to go off. Cure 4 has a delay of 0, which means it takes 1 tick to go off. So if you want to do a Cure 3 against a Relative Agility 1 Dark Knight, you got to do it in advance. You can't be reactionary with it. You got to be proactive.
Yeah.
But you have to reset, didn't they? The Avenger back. Oh, you love and you hate to see it.
Oh no! Oh, I see what happened now. He was prepared with the HP, but did not take off the Avenger. Oh, that hurts so much.
Oh, bless. 3rd time's the charm? Meanwhile, No Dumping decides, you know what the best way to deal with this Mom Bomb is? Power overwhelming. Let's just get enough levels to crush it.
Honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about this because there's no great agility situation here. Freddy is just kind of rocking levels. So this might make things really spicy and fast, depending.
Well, there is one good option here, and that is after leveling, go hunt down a character. We know in the booth there's a Palom on Ordeals, very slow anchor if you want one. We've not seen the character in the Eblin Cave either. So there are definitely anchor options out there if No Dumping is inclined to go seek them out.
Justice is not the only right in this world. Someday you will see. I mean, right. I mean, memes are the other right.
Memes are the left in this world.
There you go.
Yeah, Chokosaur, good point. That crystal ring was in the Baron Inn. And there's the Adamant Rock.
Oh, yo, go mode on both sides here. Ooh, this is good. This is real good.
Starman actually has the team set up to finish this off. No Dumping still has to walk the moon, even if he gets this fight first try. Starman's in control this match, has really good levels, really good gear. I don't see Zaroma standing a chance. I wonder if he's even going to bother checking the Kakul shop. There's not a whole lot he needs to really go in with a 100% success rate at this Zaroma's fight.
Yeah, he's pretty much fully geared at this point. Like, it's really just a matter of do the check instantaneously. You can get the pass instantaneously. Like, we're gonna see some Z flags in the next like couple of minutes. I know people are gonna get a little antsy and bring them out early. You have to wait.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
What are you doing, Dia? I see you.
Did you say I-Z you?
I did. Crud. I didn't mean to. moments away from literal go mode. This was what Starman needed to get back in the game, and just perfect timing. Got those 2 checks, and we have it.
Yeah, the Adamant Rock at a very nice place, and that is a spicy shop. Already has a defense sword for the Cane, though, but one extra pair of Zeus gauntlets will go a long way. Threemus is in trouble.
I feel like this is gonna be a really jetty Z fight. Like, it's gonna go fast. I mean, this team it can absolutely shrug off even an unnerved Big Bang at this point. So it's gonna go real speedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are heading up to Troya and using that pass to get the back door into a certain place with a certain boss. I'm not sure who that boss is. It's some jerk.
But which jerk will it be?
That's a really good question. See, now the Z flags need to come out. What are you doing? Come on, get with the program. No, I'm teasing. But we're about to see a very important thing. We have the Threemus fight is always in this spot, and we are going to see one of 450 plus sprites that are associated with it. So we have a very important question to ask. Invenerable, would you be interested in telling that question to the audience?
Exactly. Whose Boutros is gonna make us say golly this afternoon?
Ooh, that made me really mad. No, I'm teasing. Yeah, it's Z fight time. I'm here for it. We're going to see one of these glorious sprites. There are so many amazing ones. Scala Kitty, who has made and ripped most of them, and some of them are just amazing. It is one of the best memes, if not the best meme in Free Enterprise. And there's so many memes, it's all over the place. But we're going to see something totally amazing right here.
And good news for No Dumping. No Dumping has cleared this Bomb fight on the second attempt. Will also be entering Go mode. Gonna get a crystal here, but has to walk the moon. For No Dumping to stand a chance, Starman's gonna have to have a bad Z fight. And have you seen this team? Have you seen this team? Threemus is the one who's going to have a bad us fight right here.
Yeah, to me, this is a no-brainer insta-kill, because you're just gonna throw the Zergs up on the DPS. Oh, did we just see a Rosa? Oh, if Starman does Quint, I will be so happy. Please do Quint. Please do Quint. I want to see Tella swinging that cane around and hitting stuff.
Erg. Well, he definitely bought enough. Oh, hey! It's Eggman. The one good thing is that Starman bought so many samurai arrows early in the game that usually if you Zerk, you're an archer with a different character, you're running a pretty sizable risk of them running out of arrows this fight. But if you buy a stack of 50, by this point you probably have enough left where it's not an issue. Tella here eating the counter nuke. Good, Tella. Good. Excellent use of your health bar.
It was kind of fascinating. I don't know if you saw that. Starman did not use the Silk Web and actually used the thing right below it, which is the Blizzard. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but Eggman is going to be a little bit faster here.
Well, at RA1 strats, if you have 2 Zerkers going, it kind of balances out anyway. Just because of how your Zerkers enter the queue, it's kind of the same turn utility all around. The only issue will be if a black hole ever comes out, that's when you may have a little bit of regret and you may be losing a little bit of time. But as long as this Rosa and this Cane stays Zerked while Edge throws everything, including the kitchen sink, it shouldn't be a problem. I think we're going to see the X-Gal and then the Defense Sword thrown, and then we'll probably see him get Zerked up as well.
Oh yeah, and I think he already threw the spoon, so just a ton of hurling damage at this point, and then the Zergs. It's almost done at this point, practically.
Yeah. Couch23, thank you for the raid. Y'all are coming in right at the tail end of this fight. We had a couple of different paths taken by our racers, and Starman currently having the advantage here, seeking to put a win on the board. No Dumping not too far behind, though.
Yeah, this has been a really fascinating race because the divergence has been so great, honestly. Like, at first they kind of were swapping back and forth, but things really spread out, and they both have, basically hit go mode at almost the same time. The real difference here is that pass versus not having it. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, both Edge and Kane and Rosa carving up this Eggman, doing about 8,000 per rotation, maybe 8 to 9,000 here. So we're gonna be, yeah, multiple shakes in a row. Eggman shaking in his boots, not gonna be getting, well, maybe get one more Big Bang off, but unless there's like a Big Bang into Meteor, this is super clean, super textbook.
Yeah, I think we're about to see rocks. I love rocks. Threemus rocks.
We do see a Big Bang here.
But it looks like Porum already has a spell being cast, so I super doubt we're going to see Meteor before that cast comes off, because I think it's Cure 4.
Yeah, and more importantly, we did not get a high roll on Porum. A high roll on Porum would have been disastrous, but she survived. Oh!
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Saying... Okay.
Yeah, the
okay.
mix! Oh, thank goodness.
Eggman
Starman's shaking in his boots right now. Wow.
breaking in line, being like, nope, 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 my turn, my turn, my turn, no Cure 4. But the dodge on the Meteo by Porum and Kane, making all the difference here. Outfit your mages. Give them some magic evade. Give them some dodge opportunities. And that lets you carve through Eggman, get the kill, get the win. Going up to 1-1, still hanging on to make it to the Magma group, potentially. One more match tomorrow for Starman Random. GG's out in chat. We'll see if we can get Starman in for an interview in just a moment, as No Dumping begins his Zeromus fight.
It's been such an exciting race. That missed Meteo right there. He bought a couple crystal swords, or I'm sorry, crystal rings in the Cacol shop, and that might have been all the difference.
And we are joined by Starman Random. Starman, GG's.
G.
So important question. You went for the package check to look for Miss Dragon. Why not the King Queen Upland spot as well?
I completely forgot about that. Was that where Miss Dragon was?
No. Miss Dragon was actually at Cape Bahamut and had the Twin Harp, which had the Luca key. You and No Dumping have completed 3 different objectives each. So No Dumping ended up without a source of exit, which kind of forced him, when he went to the moon, to take Cape Bahamut and got that. But because you'll note, no source of exit means never went to Zot, so didn't have. Well, where was the pass? Was in Zot, right?
Pass was in Zot,
yeah.
And I was just like doing everything on Earth I could possibly do instead of, the Gauntlet.
Yeah, but you had that Mage Masher. You had actually sold some loot early on in the game to buy it Infable. That let you carve through it super fast. Like, your team had no problems with it. It was really that early Mom Bomb fight that kind of gave you the huge advantage, because you got it first try. No Dumping had to go back there a second time.
Well,
what was your thoughts going into that fight? How did you prepare to make that go as smoothly as it did?
Well, I remembered, because normally I do keep track of where illusions are, just in case I have to fight something there. And I had to fight something there, and more importantly, it was something punchy, so I just flew over and bought some illusions. That they basically did all the work.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of having some extra illusions, especially when you've got a required Leviathan spot, and that's such a punchy spot. How did you feel about taking that out so quickly and getting that first objective, and then you got that nice key item chain that ended up coming out of it, which obviously got you to 10 key items, so it was super valuable in another way.
Yeah, super valuable.
I'm curious. So we just saw, obviously, the end of that fight. Was your heart beating out of your chest at that Meteo?
Actually,
the entire audience was nuts.
Not really, because I figured Porum had enough magic evade to just dodge it outright. At least she should, under most circumstances, dodge it outright. Yeah, so even if like something went wrong, I could try to resurrect someone and get them healed up.
Yeah, it was good, and it was a good play, I think, to grab a couple of, it was either 1 or 2 crystal rings in the Cacol shop beforehand, just to stack up some of that magic defense. So I think that really saved you at the end there.
Can we talk about Dark Knight Cecil and like my comedy of errors before I finally got it right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. You accidentally, you got the healing all set up, and then all of a sudden an Avenger swings comes out, and you're like, no, I can't
And I'm
imagine
just
how
like-
that felt.
And I was just like, oh, right, I forgot to unequip that again.
Yeah, because I mean, the best part was that it wasn't like you didn't like do the first fight and then like if you had reset and gone into a second one because I wasn't ready, I didn't have my heal queued up, and then the next time it had been I did cure 3, that wasn't fast enough, and then finally took the Avenger off, that'd be one thing. But it was the fact that you explicitly had already reset to take the Avenger off that made it just such a thing of beauty. Like I needed that this Saturday. I thank you, Starman.
Honestly, thank you for the whole race. Thank you for being on the restream. It's been just an amazing run. I mean, we've got no dumping in the Z fight now. Oh, just took a really nasty big bang though. But you've been so close. How did you feel knowing that you got that adamant rock at ribbon spot? Because at that point you were like, oh no, it could be anywhere on the moon. Who knows, right?
I mean, in most circumstances, I am checking that spot first if I can help it. And it did not register to me until I had already left the ribbon room. But like, wait, no, let's go mode. Let's get out of here.
Now you're at 1-1. You still have a good chance to make it to the magma route, but tomorrow is your final match up against Chokosura, who also took down a big win last night. What are you doing to prepare for that match? Like, do you have any plans for how you're going to counterplay your opponent? What are you thinking going into this culmination of the, I believe the Ravana group, right?
Well, I can see Chokosura in chat. I'm just making eyes over here at him. We're just we'll get to that when we get to that.
Fair enough. Can't spill all your secrets just yet. Don't blame you one bit. But GG's again. Any final thoughts before No Dumping wraps up his Zeromus fight?
Thank you for having me, and I will see you tomorrow with Chokosura.
Yeah, good GG's and good luck tomorrow.
Looking forward to that match. That'll be super good.
Right, I'll let you both go. GG.
See ya.
All right, take care.
Take care. So No Dumping here having a somewhat trickier fight, it looks like. Notably had a did not have RA1 strats. We see that Rydia anchoring up the team, and we know Silkwebs were for sale in Eblin, where No Dumping never went. So kind of a riskier fight here. We do see a direct nuke coming out. We know we're in the second half of the fight. The refill has happened.
But yeah, having Rydia with extra levels there, and probably pretty high agility at this rate, honestly.
Yeah,
not great to have as an anchor.
Yeah, I don't know if he got her all the way to 28 agility. We did have that crystal ring earlier, but this Rosa is curing for her life and everyone's lives, and that damage is still coming out. We'll see what we get to.
Yeah, honestly, now that the Cure 4 has come out after that counter nuke and everybody's pretty well leveled or pretty well healed and stuff, I feel pretty confident that this should be, a pretty easy finish up here. I mean, the one edge is at 1500 HP and could use a little boost, but it's looking pretty open and shut at this point.
Looking at the HP on the Rydia, she's basically right at the cusp of 22 to 23 agility. So if she's hit 23 and does have that crystal ring, that definitely improves the situation a bit here. And rocks are falling. That's a great sign. Everyone has over 1,000 HP. Throwing the crystal here. Anticipated a big bang coming. Not going to see that, though. A counter nuke here on the wrong character could cause a little bit of issues, but I think with the Zerking, we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, at this point, nobody's going to be beaten up with one Meteo, and they've got the Zerks on, so I don't think there's any way that Z could win.
Oh yeah, with that Cure 4 coming out, victory is assured. We're going to see a crack boom. Oh,
and the crack boom! GG's, No Dumping. It's hard to notice because, yeah, if you don't have the blink effects on, you can't see the flash, but there we go. Eggmamus, am I saying that right? Is down, and we've got No Dumping completing here.
Yeah. And just to confirm, chat, I'll go ahead and let y'all know that our official finish times are 1:32:35 for Starman and 1:40:31 for No Dumping. So an immensely close race, just about 8 minutes between the two of them. That walking the moon costing No Dumping dearly, but still amazing match, close race. Don't let that 0-3 deceive you. No Dumping is going to be a force to reckon with in the hook route. And we'll see if No Dumping is interested in an interview. Just one moment.
Yeah, straight talk. As being in Hook Groot and seeing No Dumping playing this well, I am super not excited about facing him. Yeah, like Cork said, with different decisions routing, No Dumping could have absolutely beaten everybody. Yeah, I agree with that.
And we are joined in the restream chat by No Dumping. I see your microphone is still muted, though. We'll see if we can get you live and on the air. That would be on your end, by the way. Discord. It's a thing, isn't it? Well, just so you know, folks, after we do get these tech issues sorted out and the interview done, we will be sending you over to the Free Enterprise channel for the 3 o'clock race. Should have both runners off to the races by 3:15 Eastern. And just checking in with No Dumping one more time.
It looks like No Dumping now is muted the headphones too.
Now has deafened as well. Okay.
But yeah, the 3 p.m. race, as Inven had said earlier, is Dark Kobold versus the Left-Footed Sultan. That is going to be an incredibly exciting race. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in.
Oh yeah, ought to be a good one. Ought to be a good one. Oh, and we have learned that the microphone on No Dumping's laptop isn't enabled, so we're not going to have an interview for y'all today, folks, but look out for No Dumping in the hook route starting this coming week. We'll get those tech issues sorted, and get some spicy interviews after some spicy matches in the week to come. In the meantime, Groundflyer, like you said, will be headed over to Free Enterprise. That's all I got today. What you thinking, Ground? Close us out.
I'm thinking this has been such an awesome 3 weeks, honestly. Like, we're almost at the end of this group stage, and we're going to head into Hook and Magma. There are so many great matchups coming up, and honestly, we still have a couple left that are amazing for the rest of the weekend. So I'm going to be hanging out and chat with all of you, just having a great time. I'm super excited to see what's next, and let's go. I want to see more Free Enterprise. I am excited. But yes, thank you everyone for hanging out. It's been a pleasure doing commentary with Inven, and I want to thank also Min for doing the tracking and Demarine for doing the restream. Everybody has been so helpful and awesome here, so thank you so much. But yeah, until next time, peace out, friends.
Later, y'all.